Okay guys, I think we got cut off on that last part, so I'm going to go through and show it again. Okay? So we're talking about dictionary additions and corrections.
Let's see how to make dictionary additions or changes. The globaling process is certainly one way to add entries to your dictionary. But even if you don't have a text document open, whenever you think of an entry you'd like to add to your dictionary, you can simply press Ctrl-D. It might just be a name that you know you'll need to write. Just as you spell check your documents, so you can check the spelling of entries in your dictionary.
You see what it was kind of doing there? You can check in your dictionary also to see if it's spelled correctly. Okay? And you do it the same way. Okay? And that was just kind of the stuff that we had just gone over too, so. We're not going to go through this. It's just a little exercise or whatever, so. Okay. Here they're talking about if you want to find a dictionary entry and edit it or whatever, okay? So it's easy to find and edit entries in your Total Eclipse dictionary. F9 is a speed key. So F9 from anywhere will open your dictionary, okay? You can then use the same command that opens the find and replace dialog in the text document, namely hyperkey F or Control F5. Okay? So let's see if it does it.
Let's see how to conduct dictionary searches. When you open the Find Dictionary Entries dialog, your cursor is placed in the text field. Let me type in correct and press OK. The display is filtered for me.
Do you understand what it's saying right here? Okay. So you get into the dictionary, which is F9. All right.
When you open the Find Dictionary Entries,
so if you want to find it, it's either F5, which is fine, okay, or hyperkey F. Okay? And then that'll bring up this little find dictionary entries. You have to be in your dictionary, guys, okay? Because F5 is going to find something in your text in whatever job you're in. Do you understand that? Yes. No.
I don't know, but it's okay. Keep going. It'll all make sense.
Are you on a blank page? Well, you're not in the tutorial, right?
I'm in the tutorial.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the
Do
tutorial.
F9.
F9.
I do.
That opens your dictionary, right?
Yep.
Select the main dictionary. Open it.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
What are you
Select the
doing?
main dictionary.
Is that the one that says more?
What are you doing? Are you doing it?
I'm in my dictionary.
All right. All right. You're in the main? Huh?
Is that
Are y'all
the-
listening?
Alt
Yes.
U, Alt D, what's
Okay,
me?
how do we get to that one?
Yeah, because mine's not.
Oh, hit tutorial? Go ahead,
Yeah,
hit
mine's in
tutorial.
the tutorial.
Hit enter?
Guys, listen to what I'm saying. Do exactly what I'm telling you to do.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
You're in the tutorial. Do F9. Okay? Brings you to your dictionary. Select the main dictionary that's there. All right? Got it? Now do either F5 or F. And that should get you to this box right here.
Nothing happened.
Did you?
Alt U, Alt
It's not Alt U, Alt D. It's F9.
And that's this function key right here.
Okay, we're going F9 here.
Enter. F5.
Ah, so.
Okay,
All right.
got it. I'm there. I'm there.
I'm telling you this, guy. I'm walking you right through it, guys. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't go around the other ways because you're doing something totally different. Okay? So it's F9. Choose your main dictionary, and then F5 finds whatever you want to do. So say you want to modify something, you can put the steno in if you don't know what the English was for that or whatever, or you can put the text in of what it was. Okay? And that's where they're at right now. All right?
Dialog, your cursor is placed in the text field. Let me type in correct and press OK. The display is filtered for me to show only the entries that contain correct.
You see what it's telling you right there? It's going to go to all the times that you use correct in some kind of way. Whether it was incorrect, answer correct, correctly, corrective, correcting, and it's going to tell you right here how many times you have it in there. How you use correct as the base word, how many times you used it. It's going to always put you at the first one, and it's going to tell you it's 1 of 67 entries. Okay? Are y'all with me? God, if you're on something different.
Oh my god, simmer down.
You got it? All right.
These entries are currently sorted by steno, but remember that you can click on any column heading to sort by that category, so it'd be easy to see when the different entries were used, or to sort the entries by the number of times they've been used. I'll return to an unfiltered display by opening the Find Dictionary Entries dialog and immediately pressing OK. Let's look at the dialog again. It contains a large number of shortcuts to help you find entries that meet specific steno or text.
You see what it's telling you right there? So if you want to find something that has ends with the stroke S, you come down here. You don't want to have to go through your whole dictionary. Guys, you may have, I think I have like 190 something thousand entries, literally, in my dictionary. You don't have to go through all of this stuff. You can do steno shortcuts. Okay? So if you want to find something that contains 4 strokes, Every word that has 4 strokes, it'll do it for you. You don't have to go through there and page down or arrow down for 45 minutes trying to find every stroke that has 4 strokes. You don't have to do it. This stuff does it for you. 3 strokes, at least 3 strokes, 5 strokes. I mean, there's so many different things. And then you come over here to the text and it'll do anything. So if you want something with digits, written numbers, everything that's in caps, it puts it in that category. And it puts everything that's in caps. Guys, listen right now, okay? This is going to help you a ton in modifying your dictionary, okay? Mess with that. Mess with that over the next week because this is unbelievable, okay? Adding stuff to your dictionaries, modifying your dictionary, messing with stuff that has, digits or whatever, shortcuts, 3 strokes if you want to find something, okay?
Patterns, and you can combine these searches. Let's say I want to find all my 3-stroke entries that contain capitalized text.
You see what it's saying right there? So you don't have to go through there and find everything. It does it for you. Okay? You know it's a 3-stroke and it was somebody's proper name or the name of a company. Okay? Well, I know it's capitalized. So all you're going to do is shorten down the find. So instead of putting just 3 strokes, it's going to pull up maybe 60,000 entries. 70,000 entries because you did it that way. You put it with capitalized, you probably just cut it down to about several hundred.
So give
Maybe.
us an example of when you would use that. Like you said, a company name.
If you want to go through and
Like
modify
ABC.
stuff, so if you want to find it and modify it and say you want to replace it with something else, say you misspelled it. And it's like, well, how am I going to go through there and find it? This is how you do it. So you know what? I misspelled Mr. Krzyzewski in my main dictionary. Krzyzewski. 3 strokes,
Yes.
capitalized,
Okay.
put it in there. Okay? But I don't remember how I spelled it. Did I spell it with a Q, R? Did I spell it with a K, R? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You just put 3 strokes, capitalized, put it in there. It'll bring up everything that's 3 strokes, capitalized. So you just cut down your entries tremendously.
That's really helpful. I never even realized.
Oh
that
yeah.
was there.
It's awesome, guys. Really awesome. You in the back.
When you have the section that says starts with or ends with, where do you go with that? Do you go with the steno or do you go with the text?
Where are you even at?
Where
On
it
the
says
left side.
text shortcuts, on the 3rd one down, it
Okay.
starts with, ends with.
Okay. Starts with the letter S. So every word you can put starts with, it'll put it up there, and then it's like, well, what do you want to do? Starts with what? Starts with K, R.
Okay.
Because I know it's Krzyzewski, but I don't know how it's spelled after that. So I know it's at least KR. So I put KR.
In
Boom.
steno. Are you putting in steno or text?
No, you're going to put it in text. Okay? You can actually put it in steno too because it's going to be KR. But KR in steno is also C. Okay? So you have to be careful. You have to be careful with what you're looking for. Okay?
So here the display has been filtered by both.
You see that? It's one of 1,677 entries because you didn't narrow it down when you could have picked one of those small things and narrowed it down. Okay? So now you have to look through almost 1,700 entries to find maybe what you want. Okay?
Steno and text, and the entries are still being sorted by the number of times they've been used.
Any questions about that? Absolutely good stuff right there. Okay? Use it. Use it now. Use it now, when you're still in school. So that, when you get out, your dictionary is clean. Okay? Okay, now they're going to talk about dictionaries using the Auto Magic.
Let's see some of the choices that Eclipse Automagic offers for working with dictionaries. With dictionaries, if you open a new dictionary that does not yet have any entries in it, Automagic will offer to help you build a dictionary from a word list. Or you can press 2 to add dictionary entries using your...
So you see what it's telling you right here? So you can build a dictionary, add a dictionary entry, import file, read a dictionary. You can do a lot of stuff in the Auto Magic keys. Okay? So you don't have to go about, getting out, doing F9 or Alt-U, Alt-D, to make a special dictionary or whatever. You can build a dictionary from there. Okay? Understand?
computer keyboard to indicate your steno, or you can import a file or read a dictionary to add entries to this new empty dictionary. Here are the choices you'd see when you open one of your existing dictionaries. For instance, pressing 1 makes it easy to find entries. The most common dictionary searches are listed. For instance, pressing 1 now would filter the dictionary to show capitalized entries. And to get back to an unfiltered display, I would press 1 again to view all entries. Naturally, when you ask to find entries, you still have access to all the features of the full Find and Replace dialog. And you can always get to this dialog directly. But the Automagic choices can make it easy to perform the most common dictionary searches. Other choices make it easy to add, delete, or modify entries. And it's also easy to mark part. You still have access to all the features of the full Find and Replace dialog. And you can always get to this dialog directly.
I think
but
it's
the
skipped
Automagic
I think it
choices
skipped a
can
little
make
bit,
it
guys.
easy
I'm
to
going
the
to go back.
dictionaries. For instance, pressing 1 makes it easy to find entries. The most common dictionary searches are listed.
So you see what it's telling you? If you select the 1, then it gives you a totally different column of entries that you can choose from. Okay? So what do you want to do? You want to go to capitalized stuff, conflicts, phrases, prefix, suffixes, speakers, numbers, paragraphs. So now it gives you a totally different thing. So now you pick something else and it'll narrow it down from there. Okay?
For instance, pressing 1 now would filter the dictionary to show capitalized entries. And to get back to an unfiltered display, I would press 1 again to view all entries. Naturally, when you have...
You see what it's telling you there?
You just have to watch it and listen to what it's trying
Yeah,
to say.
and you
to
have
the
to
left.
know what you're doing, what you're looking for. And it's pretty much all here. Okay, what you want to do is pretty much all here. Do you want to find all entries? Do you want to modify an entry, delete an entry, add a dictionary? You can even print from there too. And it tells you what the speed key is for it. Okay?
As to find entries, you still have access to all the features of the full Find and Replace dialog.
See, so you don't have to remember that it's F all the time. If you forgot, just go to the Find. Or just look over here and it's like, oh yeah, it's hyperkey F. Or
Go up there.
the Shift F5.
Well, and actually, if you're using a mouse, you could go up to the top to the find
And you could. Which is that.
the eyeballs.
Okay?
And you can always get to this dialog directly. But the Automagic choices can make it easy to perform the most common dictionary searches. Other choices make it easy to add, delete, or modify entries. And it's also easy to mark parts of your dictionary. Once you've marked entries, Automagic makes it easy to remove them, or copy them to other dictionaries, or move them to other dictionaries, or perform other functions like printing lists of dictionary entries or compiling statistics. Automagic makes them easily accessible, both for those who are just learning to use Eclipse and for experienced users who want to work with the program more efficiently.
Kind of a lot of the stuff that we talked about, but everything is in hyperkeys now. So, all you have to do is look at the hyperkeys. Okay? Any questions about that? All right.
Let's see how to conduct dictionary searches. searches. As in other parts of the program, speed key F5 or hyperkey F opens the Find dialog. It contains a Go To button that you can use if there's specific steno that you want to find in your dictionary, but you can get to this same function more quickly by using the same command you'd use to go to a specific page in a text document, namely Alt-G or hyperkey capital G.
Hyperkey capital.
You'll get that? So Alt-G is go to, and it's usually like a page. Okay? Well, in your dictionary, it's different. It's go to certain steno or certain text. Okay? So you can use that hyperkey for that command. Does that make sense to y'all? Alt-G?
The dictionary's Find dialog contains a large number of shortcuts to help you find entries that contain specific steno and or text patterns. Many of these shortcuts are fairly self-explanatory, but you should explore them. Typing anywhere in the text field is basically equivalent to using the shortcut contains. As for starts with, ends with, and exact match, here's a quick comparison of searching for the same text, but using these three different tools.
You see what they're doing right there? So it starts with correct. So it's showing you all of the ones where it's using correct, or it ends with correct. That is correct. That's correct. So it's showing you what it ends with, okay? So everything that's like in a phrase or whatever, or the exact match. So say you want to do everything with just correct. And I mean, guys, y'all know as well as I do how many times you can misstroke something, but you can still read it, okay? Well, it's going to show you how many times you have it in there. So if you want it where it starts with, so correct-ing, correctly, corrective. Does that make sense to you? Starts with correct. Everything has correct. Okay? Ends with correct. So phrases that end with correct. Okay? That's correct. That is correct. Any of that stuff. And it's going to bring it up. Okay? The different entries that you have. Or you just want to mess with everything that just has correct. Not correctly, not corrective, not that is correct. You just want the entries with correct. So you would put exact match. Okay? So that's what they're talking about.
For exact match, the text is the same, but the steno is different in each entry.
Got it? Pretty cool. Use it. Sure you will.
In the dictionary shortcuts, what's the difference between shortcuts? What's the difference between ends with keys and ends with strokes? If I search for the entries that end with the keys ER, the filtered display shows a lot of entries because each one only has to have ER as part of the final stroke.
So you see what it's saying right there? And it even gives you stuff with OR.
Yes.
You know, all of the entries with, I mean, that you do ER, like operator. It could be operator, you know, operator. But you write it operator, ER, just because that's how you hear it when you're writing the steno. Operator. You should have a brief for it. But if you don't, and you stroke it out, then that's what it is. ER. Okay? Well, it's going to bring up the ER, but it also has, you know, like OR too.
Part of the final stroke.
Where was it? Okay. Inventor. Okay? So it's going to bring up everything, but you stroked it inventor, ER.
Didn't you say that's how you do yours, all your endings, ER, OR?
Yeah. I mean, unless unless I just really know, then, I mean, but, you're going so fast sometimes that you just press what you hear. And it's just easier to do the ER because with the artificial intelligence, it already knows to change it to OR. Okay? So when you stroke it in Ventor, you global it, highlight it. I want it to be Inventor. Inventor is going to come up as one of the things. Oh, you spell it INVENTOR. Okay. Well, when I stroke it out, I hear ER. No big deal. It's going to know to change it, so it's no big deal. All right?
If I search for the entries that end with the stroke ER, far fewer entries show up because ER has to be the entire last stroke.
So if you do Inventor, so it's TER, that's what they're talking about, the different. Ends with the stroke, ER. So that was the difference between what they were talking about.
That end with the stroke ER,
Let's see.
to have ER as part of the final stroke.
It's just part of the final stroke. So it can be TER, NER, SER, any of that stuff. But it's going to bring it up because it ends with ER. But it's with something else. But look how many entries you have. Almost 1,900 entries. Okay? And just by cutting it down and telling it, you know what? Ends with part of the stroke. That makes it big. Because you have TER, VER, all of them. But if you just put here,
ER,
ends with the stroke, ER only, then it's going to cut it way down.
far fewer entries show up.
Now you only have 450 entries to go through instead of 1,900. Okay?
Because ER has to be the entire last stroke.
Any questions about that?
Yeah, okay, so you're explaining the difference between keys and strokes. Like it says, it's asking you, what did it say, contained in keys, contained in strokes? Like, are keys steno and strokes, no, strokes are steno.
Text. The
Keys,
text.
strokes are?
Huh?
Rewind.
Well, it's just that they give choices to find it in the keys or to find it in, yeah.
Did I
You
miss
see it,
that?
okay,
In the
look on there,
dictionary,
just look on there.
in
you
the
can see it.
dictionary shortcuts, what's the difference between
Right there.
Ends with keys.
That's what they were explaining, and
ends with keys and ends with strokes? If I search for the entries that end with the keys ER, the filtered display shows a lot of entries because each one only has to have ER as part of the final stroke. If I search for the entries that end with the stroke ER, far fewer entries show up because ER has to be the entire last stroke.
You see what it's saying?
Stroke is steno.
stroke is steno,
Yeah.
keys is
Keys is
Keyboard.
keyboard.
Okay.
Okay? And you have to be careful because if you're looking for something with OR, then
Then you're going to keys.
Here's how to select multiple dictionary entries. Holding down the Control key while you left-click selects individual entries or unselects individual entries. But holding down the Shift key while you left-click selects an entire range of entries. And if you hold down the Shift key while you press Control page down, you select all of your entries. If your display has been filtered, you're not selecting all of the entries in your entire dictionary, but you are selecting all of the entries in your filtered display.
whatever.
We kind of already know that.
Yeah.
from
So I
what you
mean,
taught
you know, I'm not quite sure what you want to do with it there, but you know, if you want to move them, delete them, you know, whatever, and you have certain strokes, then that's how you do it. I think I've used that. The next time I use it will be the first time I use it, so whatever.
Let's see how to move dictionary entries. Suppose that my main dictionary contains old entries that are causing a problem with number conversion. I'd like to move the number entries from my main dictionary to another dictionary where I could examine which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to throw away. I could open a new dictionary, call it Numbers, and with both it and my main dictionary on screen, use cut and paste to painstakingly move entries from my main dictionary to the Numbers dictionary. But that's a lot of trouble. It would be much easier to find all my digit entries and move them as a group. To do something with this block of entries, I could go to the block menu, or just open a context menu. I want to transfer these entries. They're now being moved. They're no longer in my main dictionary. They've been transferred to the Numbers dictionary. After I've finished editing my Numbers dictionary, I'll open my main dictionary and merge the number entries that I've decided to keep back into my main dictionary. So I'm selecting the Numbers dictionary's contents to be merged. That doesn't take very long at all.
Now get that?
Yeah.
You can modify it in your dictionary, guys. It's not, you don't have to do all of that stuff. But if you want to make a totally separate dictionary that just has to do with your numbers, you can.
What's the point?
I don't know.
If you misstroked something and you want to have it, you know, you want to be a purist.
Okay.
But, I mean, you can do that in your main dictionary. You can modify it in your main dictionary. All you do is just go to and select digits, and it's going to bring up that category, and you just fix them all then. Instead of having to
Do a whole
move them, fix them, then move them back. Whatever. I mean, if you want to do it that way, help yourself. 45 minutes later when you're done, wake me up.
A weekend, no sarcasm.
Just a wee tad.
Let's see how to conduct more advanced dictionary searches. Find and replace is another powerful feature. Here I'm looking for some old number conversion commands in my dictionary and replacing them with entries that I think will be better. A dialog lets me preview each change that would be made. So I can say yes or no on an individual basis, let the system make all the replacements automatically, or cancel the find and replace process. But remember, if you've accidentally made some mistaken changes to dictionary entries and have not yet closed your dictionary, you can use the undo button. And there's also redo.
You understand what it's saying there? So if you want to change things in your dictionary that are kind of messed up, say you want it to be numbers instead of like ordinals, you know, stuff like that, and you have it in your dictionary, you can go through and change it. And that was how you do it. You just go through and tell it what it used to be and what you want it to be now. And it'll go through and change all of them. Okay? And then what they were saying was, if you go to a special entry and it's like, you know what, I didn't want that, you can undo it, you can go back. I'll play it again.
Let's see how to conduct more advanced dictionary searches. Find and replace is another powerful feature.
So the text is, that's the old way that you did it. Okay? Well, I want to replace it with this because now I want numbers. Okay? So that's what it is. That's what you want to replace it with, and it goes through and replaces it. Okay?
Here I'm looking for some old number conversion commands in my dictionary and replacing them with entries that I think will be better. A dialog lets me preview each change that would be made. So I can say yes or no on an individual basis.
So it's going to go through, and every time it has this, it's going to bring it up, and you're going to say, do you want to change it? You want to replace this instance? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And it's just going to keep bringing up the different ones, and it's going to give you the option to change it or not. Okay? But if you don't, then you just say no. You know what? On that one, I don't want to change it. I want it to stay the way that it is.
Let the system make all the replacements automatically.
Or you can just tell it every time it has that, I want it with that, and change all of them, and then it'll change all of them, and you don't have to go through that process.
Or cancel the find and replace process. But remember, if you've accidentally made some mistaken changes to dictionary entries and have not yet closed your dictionary, you can use the undo button.
Once you close your dictionary, it's not going to remember what you did. It's in there. Okay? Now you can go through and change it, but it's not gonna do what you want it to do. So if you want to undo it, just like in hyperkeys, it's what? Z. Or Control Z if you're not in hyperkeys. And then that changes it. That'll undo whatever you had. So you click on it, do the Control Z, and it changes it back to what it was. Okay? So it's undoing it.
And there's also redo.
So if there's an entry in there that you didn't do, then it'll redo it. Okay? Or Scooby-Doo. All right? Okay, guys. That's the end of our thing today. We have one more. We have one more that we're going to do next week, and it's on the that I really want y'all to watch.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit longer. It's on the form fields. Okay?
Do you want us to bring our laptops next week?
Yes. Bring your laptops and your machines next week. Because if we have time, we're going to mess with that on the machines.
It says one more, right? One more form field. Okay.
Yeah. So it's further down. So it has a form field, and then it has a one more form field, which is like a more in-depth. Okay? All right? Okay.